Amy Hunt, I'm hurt. I'm suffering from imposter syndrome. My mind and body are broken down. Amy Hunt's memories of Olympic year are gray. I was disassociated with real life, she says. It is further proof of the pressure of being a teenage prodigy, displayed in the cruelest fashion this week by Kamila Valieva, the 15-year-old Russian ice skater. Back home, the fastest student in Britain is reflecting on how she became mentally and physically broken. This stuff can hurt. It was 2018 when Hunt ran so fast in the searing German heat that her spikes literally started to melt. Her time of 22.42 seconds was an under-18 world record for the 200m. She became European under-20 champion. New sensation status followed and the Olympic radar bleeped. In 2020 named her as one of the faces to define the decade. Then scorched earth merged into burnout. Injuries hit as well as imposter syndrome at Cambridge University, where she is studying English literature. I would describe last year as a nightmare, she said. Now 19, she runs on Saturday against Elaine Thompson-Herah, Jamaica's double-double Olympic sprint champion, over 60m at the Muller Indoor Grand Prix in Birmingham. 7 seconds will count for a lot. I started last year brilliantly, she says of a warm weather training camp in Dubai. I was in the shape of my life and we were like, oh my god. Then I tore my hamstring, but that's fairly common in sprinting and no big deal, but what should have taken 2, maybe 3 weeks to recover from took 12. After that there were a lot of issues with my ankle that we could not get diagnosed. I had maybe 4 weeks training all year, so I knew early on that the Olympics were not going to happen, especially in such a competitive event. At the same time, I burnt myself out academic-wise, and that didn't help the injury side. There's a lot of imposter syndrome at Cambridge, and in that first year I was really keen to impress. I got ill. I had an eye infection. I grew really fatigued, and my body really didn't like me. It was scary for me and people told me I was on the verge of making myself very poorly. My mental health and body were broken. She was drinking too much caffeine, eating the wrong things and sleeping for 3 hours a night. She says the lack of training meant she was not recovering. My body just reacted. It was a vicious circle. This was a month before the Olympic trials, and she admits it is hard to talk about it, not because of the suffering, but because she has blanked much of it out. It's weird, because my memory from that time is hazy. It was that disassociation, and I can't remember much of it now. I don't want to say it was good because it was horrible, but it gave me the confidence to have conversations with the academic staff. Now, she sounds better at juggling. She sets an alarm clock, so she does not do more than an hour's work without taking a break. She does not study after 8 p.m. unless a deadline is looming. She monitors her caffeine intake and cooks sensibly. It is not hard to imagine English literature professors seeing sprinting as a trivial pursuit, but Hunt says she gets the support she needs and regular interest in the running. Yet when she tells you how she mixes studying for a degree at Cambridge with training at Loughborough University's training center, it still sounds mindboggling. I split the week in half. I spend Monday to Wednesday in Loughborough. Then I drive to Cambridge on Thursday morning to do some work and get my books out of the library. I do 1 gym session. My dad picks me up Friday evening to take me back to Loughborough. Then I train Saturday morning and he takes me down to Cambridge to get more work done. Then I drive to Loughborough on Sunday evening. It sounds complicated, but you get into the routine. I do a lot of my academic work on my own. In Cambridge, she has just been studying. In Loughborough, she has scythed a 1/10 of a second off her best indoor time this year. She is already the 3rd fastest British woman over 200m, behind Dina Asher-Smith and Kathy Cook, but will want to make rapid improvements over the 100m. Her coach, Joe McDonnell, will not rush her, but she is in a hurry, and with World Championships, Commonwealth Games and European Championships all looming in athletics' most crowded summer, the opportunities to break though are plentiful. She has also seen what other teens are doing. Last year, she sat in a near-empty Olympic stadium in London to watch her friend, Keely Hodgkinson, win an 800-meter silver medal in Tokyo, behind another 19-year-old, Athing Mu of the United States. Team GB run an Olympic ambition program for people aiming for the next games, she explained. We were unlucky because normally they take you out to the Olympics, but we couldn't do that with the restrictions. So we went to London and it was lovely to watch Keely in such an awe-inspiring and historic place. They stuck the race up on the big screens and we were screaming, crying, celebrating. Keely, Athing and Mondo Duplantis are really paving the way and saying our time is now. We don't have to wait around. We have this moment. It's about making your time happen, not hanging around for when other people think it should be. I am aligned with that. I think impatience is a virtue. Hunt hails from Grantham. She plays grade 6 cello and would like to be a literary critic. She is not keen on the but likes other ancient texts, talking about the ornate and beautiful manuscript of a 15th century homage to famous women. In the present day, The not yet famous woman would like to defend her British title next week, but admits the primary goal is rebuilding confidence and getting used to the pressure again. Previously, she has said her ambition is Olympic gold and, while she says it will be nice to climb into the elite group now challenging ancient world records, she is realistic too. It's about getting my mojo back, she said. Regular chats with a therapist are helping. I'm speaking about that because I think more people should do it. Our conversations are more holistic than sport-based. It's been really positive. I feel I have got the balance right now. Part of a generation whose A-level to undergraduate progression was ruined, she did not even look to see if she could defer her studies as she makes the junior to senior transition because she wants to finish her degree in good time for the Paris Olympics. Asher Smith, who completed a history degree as she ascended to global status, is showing her the way. Is it all worth it? After the events at the Winter Olympics, where a 15-year-old competed despite a failed drug test and critics have accused the IOC of staging the genocide games, you might wonder if these golden dreams have lost their luster for good. However, Hunt's simple, passionate words show you can believe in Olympic ideals even if Olympic chiefs and coaches are grinding them into the mud.